Hey guys, second video here on the Scout project. The last video you saw some of the cage work. Since then I've done a little bit more here and there, but what I want to show you today is the new Dinky DDK, the split skid and GR7. Now what this does is it eliminates the need for that entire axial transmission that normally sits in the middle of your truck. What this will do is it's super low profile in the center, giving you a ton of interior room, moving that spur and pinion setup reduction all the way to the front of the chassis, where your motor and then your pinion gear will sit, and you run a axial transmission final drive gear in there for your spur, kind of. So that's what this thing is comprised of. And then the split skid houses the standard 3 axial transmission gears like you're used to seeing in your regular transmission. You can use all the stock parts inside there. If you guys want more information on that, you can head up dinkyrc.com and get all the info you need. For most SCX10 owners, this is a simple install. Most things are going to bolt right in there. For me, I've got all my tube work welded directly to the chassis, which was just a shortcut way for me to do it. So it's going to take a little bit extra for me to install this. Now, Matt at Dinky RC is kind of local to me here. Local, 45 minutes to an hour drive away. So I just went ahead and went out there and picked these up myself. And while I was out there, I sat down and talked with Matt and recorded a little bit of audio just about the GR7 and the split skid, how long they've been working on it, what this means for them, where they came from, and all that type of thing. So I'm going to play that over the video of me installing this, so that you guys have something a little bit more interesting to listen to while you look at me wrench on this truck. So we're going to get into that now while I start installing this. How's it going, Matt?
Doing all right. Doing all right. Really good now, finally.
Well, I made the trek out here. An hour drive in the pouring rain. Night before
Halloween.
Night before Halloween. Made the trek out here to pick up my split skid and GR7. Finally, the day has come.
Finally. 3 years in the making. This August.
I'm using it in my little Scout project here. I was going to use a Wraith interior and a regular transmission, and everything got really tight really fast. Seats didn't fit how I wanted them to, and it was time to these things were out, and it was time to use one. So
we're here to try and solve the problem for you, man.
The advantage is going to be huge. But just for an introduction to the product, split skid is a redesigned combination of the axial transmission and a skid plate. And where'd it come from?
I don't know. Lots of thought. We built a truck back in, 2005, I think. It was a G-Wagon, and was trying to tuck everything out of the way with plans to go inside of it and start doing interior. Well, that didn't ever happen, but the theory was still there to let's get this stuff out of the way. Everybody fights the spur gear trying to clear your seats, your dash, any of your interior accessories, and it's just not there. You can't complete it. You get one seat in there, and a lot of people call it done. I figured there'd be a better way to get everything out of the way and keep the performance in mind as well, to where you could really get after the modeling aspect of this genre of the hobby and just go to town. Put the seats, your center console, your dash, your lights, your full-size drivers, including their legs, and just make it more realistic, and in turn be able to help you hide more stuff too at the same time.
Right. The overall height of an axial transmission, I mean, it's got to be, 2 inches or so?
We're pushing 2 1/4.
2 1/4 with a spur gear and a spur gear cover,
yeah,
and this and that.
Yeah.
And, plus the skid plate. This thing, I guess all that's there. Everything's integrated. What are we, an inch?
We're only, I think it's 5/8 of an inch taller than the top edge of your chassis rails.
So that's not really any more intrusive than a full-scale transmission transfer case.
Yeah, you're right on par with the type of clearances that they're going to be dealing with as well. You're going to land your floor right where your floor should be.
Right. It'll, everything works around it. It's a lot closer to reality, and the it's going to make this little build I've been working on a lot more interesting, a lot more fun to work around that, rather than having to work with a huge Hummer-like center tunnel, like my motor's sitting in the middle of my car again. But now along with that split skid, I've picked up your GR7. So that is basically your substitute for your pinion and spur.
Yeah.
But it also moves your motor up front, so it gives you just that total room in the middle. So this was obviously a necessity to complement this thing.
Yeah, you bring them both together to make the Dinky divorce kit. The DDK is what we like to call it when you buy them in combination there.
Right. I mean, God, what was... Again, 2006 is when I moved to Kansas City, and 2007 is when I, met everybody here at KCRC.
Right.
I remember you guys blowing up GD600s like it was your job.
Yes, yes.
And, cutting half a motor in half and trying to use it for some sort of reduction to save them. And,
Yep. There was a lot of different avenues to try and get there, but in the end, we got to make it.
So it, this whole little package it's finally going to allow some options, some things to do here and there, and I'm sure it opens up some more things for you to do.
Oh, we're totally excited for some up and comings. Probably not going to break until about 2014 here, but all kinds of plans for we need to get some interiors in all kinds of trucks now, and lots of other things that you're just going to be Dinky from front to back. Everything in between your frame rails is going to be Dinky.
So, yeah, I can tell, with the other products you've been making, you've got a ton of different styrene and Lexan products now that you're molding all yourself, and obviously this kit will lead to a lot of options, and I'm sure people will be excited to see those. And I'm glad to see, I've seen you guys running these for the better part of 2 years, in your own stuff, trying to get this thing finalized. So it's glad to see it out there, and I'm glad I got one in my hands. So
me too. I'm excited. Finally job done. They're coming off the machine real good now, so we're off and running.
They look great, man, and I'm looking forward to getting them in here. So thanks, Matt. I appreciate it, man.
Awesome. It was good talking with you, Harley.
Yep. All right, guys, my install is totally done on this thing. I installed everything with just some mock-up parts for now. They're mostly stock plastic gears and things like that, but I did install all MIP drive shafts between the GR7, the split skid, and then the split skid to the axles. Now, the payoff for this thing. I've got two seats installed in there now, and as you can see, there's so very little gap here between the bottom of my rocker and the bottom of the seat. I've just got a plate sitting on top of that split skid, and I've got just an insane amount of interior room now. So I'm going to be able to really model this interior just like the real deal. Couldn't be more excited about that part. I'm going to be able to make it look like whatever I would like inside of this cab. I'll be able to model the tranny tunnel, the dash, and everything without really having to worry or think about my drivetrain at all. As it sits in there, that's all there is to it. Just that little piece above the skid plate. You can see all my MIPs coming in and out. Dinky did suggest that I use kind of a crossover method between the GR7 and the split skid, meaning that the output on the GR7 is on the driver's side, and then you run the input into a passenger side top shaft at the split skid. That does help a little bit with length of shaft as well between the two, because it is a kind of a tight fit. Alright, so that's it for this thing. I hope you guys enjoyed looking at this, and hope you guys can see the benefits of using something like this as much as I do. If you're really looking to step up your interior or anything like that, check this thing out. DinkyRC.com is where you can go get it. Hit Matt up, let him know where you saw it, and we'll go from there. So we'll see you guys later.